I always find it a bit confusing when they have a product name and it's got two consonants next to each other. CR.
Especially when those consonants represent two different products in their lineup.
But no, anyway, a7CR. So it looks pretty much the same. I've got a small lens on it. Let's get this mic off that. So you can see it goes for, I mean, you can get this in black, but it looks thinner when you have it in silver. Same dimensions.
There's a whole video on A7 too, and if it's a case of TLDW, it's an A7 IV in an A7C body. The R adds some bits into that same C body. But first, a quick sponsored shout out to Adorama. For all your photo gear needs, they have everything from cameras and lenses to lighting, computers and even gaming stuff. You can also check out the US pricing on the ZV-1 too because I don't have it. So please do click through in the links below to head on over to Adorama.
Because the R stands for resolution. If you think of the R, it was the, a7R 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this has pretty much got the same resolution as the 4 and the 5. It's got 61 megapixels.
61 megapixels!
Oh, this is a nice, compact, lightweight setup. But of course, it doesn't have the same high resolution viewfinder. The viewfinder in a7R 5 is fantastic. This is improved over the A7C. You said it's like an RX 100.
Yeah, the original A7C. This is kind of better.
Oh, it's got the same sound. Obviously, it's got the same sound. It's essentially the same body as that, but with different innards. They've got the same viewfinder, same LCD screen. Because it's high resolution, it will sap the battery a bit more. So the battery life is even worse than A7C2, which was worse than A7C, but that's fine because that didn't have, well, it had a tiny viewfinder. Improved skin colours. I think there should be some things which you don't even need to bother saying if it's a Sony review or product video. It's just, they've improved the colour science.
And both new A7C bodies have improved colours, obviously. Standard Sony upgrades, basically.
And well, the focus is good.
Oh, animal tracking.
And yes, I have to get it. Whoa, it's running. Oh, it's proper pissed off.
The CR, like the C2, has the up-to-date subject tracking options.
Oh, see, you've got all the different types of subjects there. Animal, stroke bird. I don't mean an animal stroking a bird. Animal, a bird. Insect, car, train, airplane. So lots of options there.
At least the C doesn't represent cheaped out with regards to the AF system.
And I think Sony, let's face it, they're probably the best.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It's either them or Canon. It's still picking up on the eyes.
What?
It's the AI processor, isn't it? I mean, that's why this is more like the A7R5. The A7R4 didn't have the AI processor.
It's just very, very good at picking up on the eye. Even with the slightest of gaps with subject not so prominent, it snaps into focus on the eyes. It's crazy good. Both have top AF, although there's a slight difference in points and coverage.
It's got less autofocus points, and the coverage is less than the A7C2. But even then, just when your face was on the corner there, it's still picking up on your face.
From here?
It's still picking up on your eye there. A7C2 is 759 points, this is 693. This is 79% coverage versus 94%.
So at the edge, it's probably using contrast detection.
But even that's picking up on your right eye there. It's crazy good. It's really good.
It's a Sony.
It's a Sony. Hashtag not an ad.
Neither disappoint with the AF, and it's great that with the CR there's a cheaper full frame option that offers more with resolution, but also when you want it to offer less.
So with this high resolution camera, you can change the resolution. You can change it from 60 to 26 to 15 megapixels. Just in case you realise that you bought the wrong camera, you can have a less resolution. But you've got raw uncompressed, raw lossless comp brackets L, then brackets M, brackets S, and then compress. Oh yeah, by the way, it can choose JPEG or HEIF. Pixel shift multi. Pixel shit. My Instagram pose game is that of a teenage Asian girl. Quite like the colours of that. This is why I don't post much on Instagram.
Understandably, you can't just have more resolution without having some compromises. The burst rate on the a7CR is 8 FPS versus 10 FPS of the a7C2, but although they both offer up to 4K 60p, there are some slight differences with that.
Got it on video mode now. It doesn't have 8K. Get this without using a filter. Well, one thing that a7R 5 suffered from is really bad rolling shutter for video. I think it would be understandable that it's still got some.
Yeah, high resolution. The sensor can't keep up.
There is noticeable rolling shutter on both, but the a7CR is worse.
In a briefing, product briefing for this, they did mention there's a crop for 60p for the a7C2. They didn't mention it for the a7CR, but there was a slight crop.
I think it's not a huge deal killer. Entry-level full-frame mirrorless with a crop 4K 60 is sort of expected. It does have a feature that Sony is making a big deal of in a number of their newest cameras, auto-framing. Basically, a clever use of cropping to add some movement to your video, even when it's not moving.
Yeah, no built-in flash.
Nobody use those.
What do you mean? The kind of user that uses these kind of cameras would use a built-in flash, I think. But that's fine, because this body, I think this is probably one of the coolest looking bodies of the Sony.
It is.
I kind of get bored of the ones with a hump. If you don't mind the fact that the LCD screen and the viewfinder is not quite as high res, this is a really good buy.
I really like the a7CR. The entry-level cameras pretty much never come with more megapixels, but here we are. It's a body with less, but as long as you're okay to deal with not as high-res an LCD or finder, only one card slot, really, this can give you the perks of a far more expensive camera in a body that costs less. I think. They haven't informed me of the price, don't know why, but if it's not too much more than an a7 IV body, it's good.
Let's have you on that log thing. Lock.
Lock on the lock.
Lock on the lock. Oh shit. I should take my own advice about tripod placement.
Do what Kai say.
Yeah. You can watch this video.
Not what he do.
Oh. So it's better with just one leg down here. But it'll probably, the funny thing is it will probably fall in a minute and then,
Down there.
yeah.
Really shallow depth of field lens.
Your legs are shaking. Are you...
No, I'm thinking. I was like one of those.
Thinks with your legs. Just shake those thoughts out. So yeah, it's improved colour.
You can do that. I'm not a robot.
I don't know. Everything's AI these days. You might be AI.